Shalom, Yasharala. This is your brother Benaiah coming to you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But first, let us give all honor, all glory, all praises to Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Ruka HaKodash. Double honors to our apostles, prophets, and teachers of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth and who are the true men of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai on the earth today. Now, come to do a little short lesson pertaining to a video that was sent to me by one of the Akim pertaining to a weapon that is in the sky currently that shoots out a laser beam. And we know when you understand laser technology, it's simply just refracting light through a particular lens to a point where it produces a concentrated beam of light, and that light would be like heat, like a heat source. So they focus this incoming light through this particular lens, I think some like a prism effect, and they manage to align the various prisms, so to speak, in a particular way to concentrate the light at a particular focal point. So when you gather that, just like our magnifying glass works, there's a particular point of focus where the light is gathered to that point, and when it refracts out, it produces a thin concentrated beam of light that is heat, that is very hot, that has the power to melt. So they've put a sky-based weapon in the sky with the capability to pinpoint and target anything they so desire, releasing that concentrated beam of light known as a laser. And I don't have to tell you the destruction, the scale of destruction that is possible from such a space-based weapon. Well, not actually in space, but you know what I mean, to be above our heads. Now, when we look at the various disasters, which I believe they were weapons tests, for instance, the Hawaii incident where a big area, I think it's in Maui, if I remember clearly, was burned mysteriously. And according to those eyewitnesses, they saw a beam of light from the sky hit the area. But you notice things that were painted blue were not affected. Right? We also had a big forest fire recently that the witnesses say what started prior to the big forest fire, there was a concentrated beam of light resembling that of a laser. And here it is now, they're revealing that they have this technology. So let's go to the video. Let's go to the video so we can see it.
First video of Britain's first laser weapon being tested in Scotland. The beam is filmed through a special lens here, but in reality, it's invisible to the naked eye. It's called dragonfire, and this is what the laser can do. It can hit an object the size of a pound coin from more than a kilometre away. Dragonfire has been developed in the UK at a cost of more than £100 million, but it'll be much cheaper to fire than a traditional missile.
Now the question one should ask, what is the need to have such weapons? What is the possible benefit to have weapons such as these? Now they may try to tell you it's for peace, it's for safety, it's to protect us, you know? But when you have weapons like that up floating above people's heads, and you have men who are warmongers and barbarians who love to shed the blood of others, more so those who don't go along with their agenda, what do you think they're going to do? No one will spend billions of dollars on weapons like these and not use them. There must be a benefit. We live in a society where money governs this society. Right? Money governs this society. So, and we know these people love money. Do you think that they would spend all that money to build such a space-based weapon like that and not use it? Not test it out to ensure that it's working? Remember, all these things are being set up, one, to use to bully the inhabitants of the earth. Those who are not with the agenda, they could be on the receiving end of that technology. And most importantly, all these things are being set up in preparation for the second coming of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. They know he's coming. They don't want you to know he's coming. Hence the reason they have launched this propaganda campaign to speak about aliens and the threat to earth from outer space. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is not a threat to the elect, to the righteous. He's a threat to the wicked. That is who he is the threat to. Hence the reason why Trump created the Space Force. You don't think the Space Force will have access to these energy-based weapons? Come on, think about it. They're only just letting this out now. But they have always had this. This is not no new technology. The focusing of light through various lenses to produce a beam of heat, a laser, because that's what laser is, this concentrated light being forced through a particular point that is very hot, that is able to melt stone, able to melt steel. Right? This is Revelations 13 and verse. Let's start from verse 11. And it says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." Now, for those of you who are not aware or understand what this verse means, it's speaking about America. And you could find reference to that pertaining to this lamb. You could go to Daniel. The book of Daniel also help explain this. Right? This lamb-like creature with the 2 horns, when you see a lamb, you think of something innocent, something harmless, something pure. But notice, and he spake as a dragon. So, prior to the lamb speaking, and we say you have a lamb like that, and you see it, you ain't hearing the lamb saying nothing. You're going to like, wow, that lamb is so cute, that lamb is so precious. The moment that lamb speak like a dragon with a deep, scary, airy voice, what do you think going to happen? You're going to run away. You're going to be terrified and afraid because you know that is not the characteristics of a lamb. Now, this is using practical things that are around us to explain a biblical principle. So this is not to be taken literal. So this lamb-like creature is representing of a nation, a country that is going to appear to be a country where, is not an enemy, is friendly to all, pushing the ideals of democracy and freedom, freedom to worship what God you want, freedom to do what you want and govern your life, and as a result of that, this nation has become a symbol, a beacon of hope, if you will, to those who are in countries that suffering under the tyranny of its government. They see America, Babylon the Great, as the proverbial, how to put it, the proverbial nation of your dreams coming true. This is the reason why they coined the term the American dream, the land of opportunity, the land of freedom. But little do people know, when this lamb is speaking, and he's sounding like a dragon, revealing his true nature. And he's not as innocent as people once believed that he is. Now verse 12 says, "And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him." Who was that first beast before him? The Roman Empire. That was that beast before him. And for those of you who actually delve into history and look at the atrocities committed by the Roman Empire, of all the empires that were on the earth, they were the most savage. They were very strong because of the weapons that they used, iron weapons. And when you look at this same beast-like power today, what is their main material they use to make their various weapons? Is iron. It's iron weapons. It's no different. So this is why you're seeing all these different technologies being put forward or shown to the public. This is why you're seeing they have the creation of this weapon in the sky that is capable of shooting this concentrated beam of light, heat. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. So that wound has been healed. And they are sitting in the thrones of power as we speak. This is why the prophecy said in the Apocrypha, where it says, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that follow it. When Yahushua is returning, when he returns, he's going to meet the Edomites in power. And when did the Edomites actually came into power? It was during the Grecian Empire. Remember the prophecy said that Esau would break the yoke of Jacob from off his neck? The breaking of that yoke, when you look at it, it started as early as Greece. As early as that. But remember, when we had the Roman Empire, let me zero it in more accurate. When you had the Roman Empire fell or was defeated by a Jew called Septimius Severus. So that the scripture also pointing to that. You see, it mainly pointing to that period in history where the Roman Empire fell to Septimius Severus and they were banished. They were the ones living in the Caucasus Mountain in caves. So that yoke was placed on them. And the breaking of that yoke was after the 1,000 years. They came down and they made war with the Jakes that were residing in Europe. And they were able to overpower them. And what is the first thing that they did? They instituted what is known as iconoclasm. The changing of the records and the scripts showing who the true children of Israel are. And they have inserted themselves in it. Right? So it's no different when you see what's being used here. So to further cement in the people's mind that they are the chosen people of the Most High, and if anybody wants to speak against it, they suffer the risk of receiving punishments via being ostracized from the system, being penalized, and in extreme cases, being put to death. So this lamb-like creature which speaks as a dragon, he's going to exercise that same power that the first beast exercised, causing that those who will not worship would be put to death. Now verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. So those technologies is fulfillment of biblical prophecy. How could he replicate that so-called miracle of bringing fire down from heaven? He has to do it through his technology. That is how he is deceiving the world, through his technology, through his sorceries, the pharmaceutical industry. This is how he's bringing this deception. It's not him able to do like Elijah did and call down the fire to destroy the captains and the men who came to bring him to the king. It's not the same miracle Elijah did through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to call fire down from heaven to destroy not to destroy Salakia, to burn up the sacrifice pertaining to the challenge that was made to the prophets of Baal. So how is this base man, who is not spiritual in any way, able, according to prophecy, to bring fire down from heaven? The answer is through his technology. what we're living in today. So for those of you who seem to think that this earth has another 50 years, have another 100 years, you are deluded. We are at the end. There is no time to be had after this. We living in the fulfillment of prophecy. We seeing the unfolding of the MOTB taking place as we speak. We are seeing World War III, everything set up for World War III to pop off. And if you cannot see that by now, you are blind. You are in the congregation of the dead. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. This is why when you look at the MOTB, which is the RFID chip, and the brain technology, the brain chip technology that they're putting in your brain, that is what they're using to deceive people. When you put it in your hand, it can monitor your vitals. It could send an alert to the various authorities depending on the emergency. If you're kidnapped, if you're suffering a medical emergency, so on and so forth. They're manufacturing it in a way that, hey, you don't need to carry keys, you don't need to carry cash, you don't need to carry a bank card or a credit card. You can open your doors just by waving your hand. You can make your payments by waving your hand. Another one, the brain chip, they're manufacturing it as a way to help victims of certain neurological and brain injuries, neurological injuries, where people able to communicate for the first time, where people able to walk, people able to do the basic everyday things that they once did that they could not have done when they got into that accident, but this technology is allowing them to do so. And this is how they're going to deceive people. It's their way of creating transhumans. You know, part human, part machine, cyborgs. And if you notice with every cyborg movie, there was always a way to hack and control those who had those cybernetic parts in them. So if you think for a minute that these people is going to put these things in you and not have control over it, you're a big fool. You're a big fool because you're not understanding how this beast operates. Scripture says we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. I'm going to just get that precept. Right, it says this is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. This is not speaking about spiritual being Satan. Although it could reference that, yes. But there's a physical counterpart to Satan on the earth today, and that's Esau Edom. Look at how he behaves. Look at the things that he does. He disguises his intentions, his true motives, his true feelings behind certain ideals known as philanthropy, where he appears to be given to charity. These people don't give anything for free. They don't care about us. And they never liked us. They try to claim they're for unity and equality for all. Yet, they claim those things, but when they look at the Constitution, when they look at the laws, there is nothing in it that includes us benefiting the way that they benefit. So, are they truthful to their words? No, they are not. So, with that weapon, they would say, it's a way to ensure peace, to keep you safe. Right? Now, look at 1 Thessalonians 5:3. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So all these technologies they're creating, all these systems they're setting up, which they claim is for our peace and our safety, which we know according to scripture is to fight against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and the elect, it's going to fail. Don't buy it, because the destruction is assured. It has already been written. But who gives us peace and safety? This is Psalms chapter 4 verse 8. Right? I just highlighted. It says, I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Yahweh, only makest me dwell in safety. That safety that one desire could only be found in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It will not be found in going to Egypt, as the scriptures say, woe unto them that go to Egypt for help. David is clearly telling you in Psalms 4 and 8 that peace and that safety could only be found in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. He's the only one who could give it. He's the only one who could sustain it. So you putting your trust in man through the various technology they're creating and thinking, hey, this is meant to protect you and keep you safe, it's going to fail. It is going to fail. So it's high time, as the scriptures say, for our people to awake out of slumber. Let's see, go to Egypt. I'll try to zero in the search. Isaiah 31 and verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. And that Egypt, he's not talking about physical Egypt. He's talking about that system of bondage. And who is the perpetrator of that system of bondage on the earth today? What people? They are the Edomites. This is why Babylon the Great is also known as spiritual Egypt. And we know Egypt is synonymous with the house of bondage. And who do the world run to for assistance? Run to for help? Who do our black women run to for assistance and help? To come against the so-called black man? It's Esau Edom. That's where the black women go to for their assistance, the Section 8 housing, the food stamps and whatnot. They rather not have a man in the house. They rather the government take care of them. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh. So they're trusting in the military might of these people, trusting in the supposed ability to keep them safe. But Psalms 4 and 8 tell you clearly, to be able to lay down in peace and safety is only Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai could give you that. You Akim and Akwat supposed to be paying close attention, because prophecy is unfolding right in front of your eye. You ought not to be ignorant of Satan's devices. The men of the Lord, starting with our apostles, prophets, and teachers of Great Millstone, have been teaching you this for years. And most of it fall on deaf ears. We thank Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai for those who heard it and they heeded the warning. We thank Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai for that. But most of you, those pleas fall on deaf ears. Because you trust in this wicked system. You trust in its supposed ability to keep you safe. Let me tell you all this. With this should all you understand, governments have no intention of its citizens being free. What they sell you is an illusion of freedom. And you people seem to think freedom means, not having no laws, not having someone governing over you. They understand this basic fact. To even live a lawless life, there are still laws you have to follow to do so. The purpose of a government and those that run it is to ensure that the ordinary citizen, the low caste, do as they are told. Because why? They are too stupid to govern themselves. That is what they believe. That is why they could pass laws and legislation and not tell the public about it. You people need to wake up. You need to wake up. You need to be listening to the true prophets of the Lord. the watchman on the wall who is crying and warning you of the danger. Just like the prophets of old who went to the various towns and cities declaring the judgment of the Lord is about to fall on this place. It had those who believed, and the majority didn't. And what happened? The place ended up being destroyed. What you people must understand, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai does not destroy a city without first sending a warning. He always sends a warning first. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I'm your brother Abaniah saying shalom till the next lesson.